I did go see the Amazing. Oh my god. I did go see the Amazing. I can't talk. I did go see the Amazing Digital Circus movie, and that shit was hot ass. It was ass. If you're planning on going to see a movie anytime soon, go see Backrooms. Even though I didn't really like the ending of that movie. Well, I liked the ending. I just whatever. Or go see Obsession. Go see Project Hail Mary. Do not go see the Amazing Digital Circus movie. Do not go see the Jax and Friends movie, please. It's crazy. It's actually insane how one character can bring down the entirety of a show. Just one character. That fuck ass purple rabbit. That fuck it. For one, right. In the beginning, already pissed me off. Not talking about the beginning of episode 8. Episode 8 was also kind of bad, but for its own reasons. But the final episode, the movie, when they just combined 2 episodes together, it was good. It was fine until Jack started speaking. When Kinger was like, deleted Kane, and then Jax was like, oh, so everyone's just gonna forgive Jax, but then I make one little mistake and everyone's on my ass. Nobody was on your ass. That was actually one of the biggest problems of the last episode, was that nobody was on your ass. We had Pomni's bird ass telling you, we've all done bad things and it's okay. We know that you could have gotten us trapped here forever, but we've all done bad things. What bad things has Zubul done? What did Kinger do? What did Gangle do? Ragatha screamed at Jax, rightfully so. And listen, before people say, right, that, oh, you hate complex characters. You hate asshole characters. Yada, whatever that bullshit is. That's not what it is. Jax just isn't a good character. And it'd be different if the plot handled him like that. It'd be different if the show actually made him a villain. But it doesn't at all. And the show makes us want to sympathize with him, almost. But he doesn't earn that sympathy. He doesn't earn it. Fucking, not Azula, sorry. No, actually, yes. Azula is a character that has trauma, is an evil person, but doesn't redeem themselves, but still makes them a good character because of the way that the story handles that character. Zuko, good character. The plot shows that he's traumatized. He's done bad things, but he actually puts in the effort to redeem himself. He actually does. For anybody that wants to defend Jax and say he's just traumatized, he's just like this, he's just that, I want to ask a simple question. Name one thing that Jax did to apologize. One single thing. And the conversation is null. I'll say sorry. When has Jax ever apologized? Also, 40 minutes of the episode being dedicated to Jax. I could not care less. My nigga, I couldn't care less. Actually, what happened was, there was a fucking old ass 60-year-old man that went to go see this with his kids. And during the Jax backstory, he was snoring as loud as he possibly could. And I get it, almost. I get it. If I didn't pay money to be here, I would also be snoring. But I had to sit through this, okay? I just had to see how it ends. The sunken cost fallacy. You have to know how something ends, even if it's dog shit. But his backstory being that his dad left him, and his mom verbally abused him. And then him saying super personal to his mom, she laughs. And then they start going back and forth berating each other. And then he pushes her on the ground. And then she doesn't get back up. So then he runs away. Now, maybe I'm not getting it. And I'd be totally fine if I wasn't getting it. That's not a good backstory. I thought what was going to happen was he pushed his mom. She hit her head on the fucking table or she didn't get back up. But no, he just pushed her on the ground. And then she just didn't get back up. Didn't go check on her if she was breathing. Didn't do any of that. He just ran and became homeless, I guess. And then Ribbit, or whatever the fuck, also wasted characters on Kaufmo and Ribbit. Would have 100% liked to see their characters outside of Jax. Also, their characters don't exist at all outside of Jax. The whole scene where he gets there and Ribbit and Kaufmo are trying to get Jax to laugh, and Ribbit's like, made him laugh. Nobody cares about you that much, Jax. And it was so hard to take any of these scenes seriously because of how much of a self-insert that Jax is to Gooseworks. And that's a whole nother can of worms I'm not opening. But I literally couldn't think about this character outside of her in any way, of somewhat outside of this. Hold on. I just couldn't see Jax outside of Gooseworks. And it felt like a Pop situation where you add in a character and they're so much like me, and then you form the story around forgiving this person for being a bad person when the person doesn't put any effort in being forgiven. And the whole scene with Gangle being like, why can't I cry for him? Why can't you're black, Gangle, you're black. And we know as black people that we have a threshold for sympathy in a way, because if we forgave everyone that was assholes to us, I think we'd be dead. So as black people, we gotta choose which people to forgive and which people not to forgive. Jax isn't one of those motherfuckers to forgive at all. In a couple episodes before, Gangle was concerned that Jax was going to abuse her and make it hurt because Gangle didn't want to be on a team with him. And then they don't really have a conversation past that, and then Jax dies, and then she's like, why can't I cry for him? And then immediately does cry. Also, Gangle in episode 8 being the one to be like, it doesn't matter, we all just have to be there for each other. Jax never extends out a hand ever to anybody, and yet everybody extends out the hands towards him. He literally just makes life worse, and I don't care about his trauma. It's only an explanation, not an excuse to how you act. Everyone else is normal. Also, his weird-ass obsession with Gangle being attracted to him, so that's why he treats her like shit. It just sucks, and I would have rather had all of that, right, be given to Kane. All of that character development, all of that. Jax, we don't know anything about Kane. We just know that he was made as an AI, was given stuff to be creative, was corrupted in some way, created bodies out of mind files, and a part of a company called CNA. We don't know anything about CNA. We don't know if CNA is still operational. We don't know how these people are getting into the building and putting on a headset. We don't know anything about this. And I guess if you want to say every part of the story doesn't need to be explained to you, that's fine. But I would rather the story be explained to me in that way other than just Jax in 40 minutes. Also, I thought it was funny. Nothing happens in this show at all. Because in the beginning of the movie, they give you a recap. And in the recap, Kane, nothing happens up until the 7th, 8th, and the 9th episode. 1 through 6 has character development, but not even really. And it's not even mentioned in the recap. I also felt that the whole Kane section was too rushed and just needed way more fleshing out on that. And also with him taking out the blue AI and sending it away, that was the stand-in that the blue one was the evil one, when in the beginning of episode 8 we saw that the red AI, which is what Kane is, was the one that lashed out and attacked the blue one and ate it, the brother or whatever, Cain and Abel, whatever narrative standpoint, whatever. But in the end, the one that gets expelled away is the blue one. So to me, it kind of sets up that the blue AI was actually the evil one in this situation. I just don't think that was also set up well. And then I didn't mind seeing the human counterparts of them. I didn't mind it at all. But the fact that they made Jax the stereotypical sexy Tumblr man with the long black hair and the hoodie, and it just, like I said, that is the most self-insert character that was ever been created. Almost, other than the author of that one Telltale book with Clementine. That might be worse. That's actually way worse. But I didn't like it. I didn't really like the episodes leading up to it either. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like Jax. I don't fuck with Jax. I don't care about Jax. Everything about him just sucks. Also, him, her, I felt, I don't know. To me, I said, with the connotation that this is a self-insert, putting the bow on his head by Ribbit, him saying that he wasn't man enough for his dad, yada, how just that seemed like an allegory for coming out as trans, especially the obsession with the weird gender roles that he had, and then maid outfit and all these other things. But after that, they continue to call him he, so I'm guessing it's not like that. I'm guessing it's just normal. It was just a way of Ribbit to give trust to Jax or whatever, which is fine, I guess. That's okay. But also, just if we wanted to focus on a trans character, totally fine. Zubal's right there. Nigga, Zubal's right there. Anyways, I feel like I have talked about this shit for so fucking long. We can actually start.